And find us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, and on the web at KBLA 1580.
That's right.
Again, you can find all of our socials at KBLA 1580.
We've got a lot to talk about.
By the way, if you miss any of our weekday shows in real time, you can always catch up by checking out the podcast of your favorite shows at your leisure. At KBLA Talk 1580, we've got your black.
Follow the leader when the leader.
Oh my God.
Follow the leader. 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 You ready?
It's the queen of royal badness.
It's time for the Raw Report with Robin Ayers.
Highlighting people and things you should know about.
Robin's got you covered. Follow Robin at Robin Ayers. You're listening to the Raw Report on KBLA Talk 1580.
Robin's got a lot to talk about.
Ready or not, here I come. You can't hide. Gonna find you and take it slowly. Ready or not, here I come. You can't hide. Gonna find you and make you want me.
Now that I escaped
Hey, you are listening to The Raw Report on KBLA Talk 1580, where we bring you the latest in entertainment news, trending topics, and interviews. I'm your host, Robin Ayers, with you Monday through Friday, 6 to 7 p.m. It is so good to be with you today on this, what is it, Tuesday? I don't know if it's flying by fast enough for you, but you know what? We are in here, and I welcome you to the show. Happy birthday to Wyclef. That's what that song was all about. You know, Andy stays on top of things. That's just how he gets down. And that's the jam. Come on, Andy. And that's the jam. all day. Well, listen, we do have a great show lined up for you today. As we always do, though, we do have a fantastic show with some great topics. And if you want to weigh in on the topics, you can feel free to do that by calling us at 1-800-920-1580. You can also join us because I see you guys over here already starting it up. I see you coming on into our YouTube. You guys can join us there. The community is lovely. We always welcome new people. So definitely want to say what's up to you guys. And if you are not already, make sure you're following us on all of our social media platforms at KBLA 1580 and at Robin Ayers. It's just a given. At this point, it's just a given. You should just be following me because that's the right thing to do. We are having some great topics today, but I definitely want to get to some updates for you. I want to send some love, some true heartfelt, deep love to DC Young Fly, comedian DC Young Fly, who he revealed that he lost his sister. Now, as you guys remember, just a few months ago, he lost his girlfriend, his partner, the mother of his children, after she had a surgery. And he said this is the third person that he's lost in a year. That is heartbreaking. So definitely want to send some love his way. Also, another one that hits kind of close to home. I know we've been talking about Jada Pinkett a lot lately, but this one hits close to home. Jada Pinkett's brother, Caleb, who is married to Trisha Pinkett, seems like it's now been confirmed that they are also getting a divorce. And it's not good. I hate to see families break apart and separate and all that stuff, but reportedly they've been separated now for about 3 years, but they're just now getting to that divorce stage. So sending true, condolences to DC Young Fly and our heartfelt well wishes to Jada Pinkett's brother Caleb and Trisha. T.O. was hit by a car. Y'all, he was hit by a car. T.O. was hit by a car. And this is now, okay, this is reports, all right? We haven't heard from T.O. quite yet, but reportedly hit by a car after he had an altercation, some sort of argument after a basketball game. Like, how do you want to get into it with somebody and then they come and hit you with their car in the knee? That is so disrespectful. They hit him in the knee. That is so disrespectful. Well, we don't have any idea of what's to come with that yet, but definitely we will keep you posted online. I have a question of the day, but let me set it up for you before we move forward with the show. There are some fans of Jay-Z who slammed this guy for telling Jay-Z. He sees him out at an event. He tells Jay-Z, "Yo, Jay, I would take the $500K over dinner with you." Okay, let me tell you where that stems from. several months ago, for a while, there was a question that was trending online. Everybody asked, would you have dinner with Jay-Z, a billionaire, or would you take $500,000? So, everybody weighed in talking about, I would take the $500K because what can Jay-Z do for me? Other people, smart people, would say, you know what, I'll have dinner with Jay-Z because that's worth $500,000 and more, whatever advice you can give or whatever that comes with. So this guy says, I'll take the $500K, Jay-Z. I'll take the $500K. And so fans of Jay-Z, they slammed the guy. They bashed him because they're like, you get a moment with the billionaire, and that is what you choose to say. So my question for you is, would you take, it doesn't have to be Jay-Z, but would you take dinner with a billionaire or would you take $500K? That's what I want to know. And it can be any billionaire of your choice. How about that? You tell me who you'd like. Andy, what you say? You rubbing your fingers together like you get the money? You take the money. Okay. All right. Well, okay. That's on you. I'm
just spending one dinner with this billionaire.
It could be worth much more than $500K. It could be. One would argue. All right. Well, I digress. I'm not sure. $500K. Don't get me wrong. That's a lot of money, but you might lose that versus getting all the knowledge from Jay-Z. Or any billionaire, rather.
You sure? Are you sure that Jay-Z would be willing to give
some
knowledge?
I'm not sure.
You know
but
what I'm saying?
But isn't it worth the risk? Isn't that what life is all about, taking risk? All right. Well, you guys go ahead and vote inside the poll. Andy, let's go ahead and get to the Raw Report.
Now it's time for a breakdown.
Today, with our special guest who is in the building with us, we will get to him in just a moment. We also have our wonderful contributor on the line. I'm so excited. It's a full show. We are going to be talking about TikTok star and food critic Keith Lee. He is calling out the Shaderoom, and he's calling out people who claim to be fans of his for demeaning his wife. We'll tell you what that's all about and what he has to say about it. We're also talking about entrepreneur Supa Cent. I really like her. She's a beauty entrepreneur. She is really doing amazing things out there in the beauty game. But she recorded her daughter on several occasions saying the word boy. And she says she cringes every time. Her daughter has got to be 6-7 years old, maybe even younger. She says that she cringes every time her daughter says the word boy. We'll talk about why she cringes. Where does that word come from? Is it disrespectful? Should she be teaching her daughter right now not to call people boy? We'll break it all down, of course. But before we move forward, I do want to get to this very special guest who is in studio with me. I've known this guy for quite some time. It's been some years. I actually went and visited him in New York. He has a wonderful radio show out there. He's going to give you more information. But please welcome to the Raw Report, Kevin Pryor, to the show. How are you today?
Robin Ayers. Mama, I made it. I'm rocking with Robin Ayers. I'm in L.A. I'm dealing with L.A. traffic.
Yeah, that L.A. traffic is real,
isn't
it?
It's intense, but it's a pleasure to rock with you tonight. Thank you so much for the invitation. It's been a while.
Yeah.
And then obviously we had the dog years of COVID, so those don't count. I'm going to do like what's her name? Remy Ma. Those years don't count. So, obviously not that long ago, but nevertheless, it's a great thing. Obviously, happy to be here. I host a radio show in New York that's nationally syndicated called 950 Lounge, broadcast from 6 a.m. to 9 a.m. Eastern, Monday through Friday, throughout the U.S. and Canada. And some other things happen, some new options. But this is about me rocking with you tonight.
Yeah.
So that's what we're going to talk about.
Oh, yeah. Well, it's so great to have you here. And we'll definitely have fun talking about all these topics. So again, we have our contributor who's on the line with us as well. I thank you for being here. And welcome to L.A. with that traffic. I know that traffic hit you hard, brother. Hard.
And, I gotta give a big shout out to my Uber driver, Sidell. Now, obviously, when we ride an Uber, they have their map, and for safety reasons, they can't divert the route. Right. I hope I ain't getting him in trouble. But nevertheless, I said, listen, bro, this ain't working. I said, I'm not even from here, and I can look, this is not going to work. And I got in the Uber like 4:15. Like, I'm a cruise. Now, take your time. I'm early. I don't want to be the first one there. I ain't know how the situation is. Certainly not the way it's locked up out here in the front. But he's like, oh man, it's traffic. Let me find a different route. So he's maneuvering, running some lights, and he got me here safe.
Yeah,
so,
at least he was looking out for you. You can't get that with everybody.
Sidell, I salute you. He says he's listening in. So
all right.
You
Well,
listen to Rob every
definitely
night.
shout him out, and welcome to the Rob Report. Let's go ahead and well, before we do that, your quick question. Give me your quick answer. $500K or a billionaire? Dinner with a billionaire.
Well, you know what? I feel I'm a very smart individual. I'm not a billionaire, but I have a billionaire mindset.
Okay.
So give me the $500K and I'll flip that 3 times.
Okay, he's with Andy on this one. All right. Well, when we come forward, we will get to our Raw Report. I'm so excited about this conversation. You are listening to KBLA Talk 1580. Stay right there.
Hey, I'm Demeaning Young. I'm chilling with Robin on the Raw Report.
You're inside the Raw Report with Robin Ayers on KBLA Talk 1580.
JP Morgan Chase is building on the investments in California and around the country to help close the racial wealth gap and build a more equitable future. As part of JP Morgan Chase commitment, they are taking action to help improve financial wealth and access to banking in the Black community, helping more people open low-cost checking and savings accounts, hosting community seminars with supporting Black-led institutions by building awareness about financial investments, hiring community managers, and opening community center branches like Crenshaw, Inglewood, and downtown LA. Visit today, jpmorganchase.com/racial equity. Again, jpmorganchase.com/racial equity. Get the tools to help reach your financial goals. Visit today, jpmorganchase.com/racial equity. Again, jpmorganchase.com/racial equity.
I walk for my mom, who survived a heart attack.
I walk to inspire my kids.
I walk to save lives. So can you. Join the American Heart Association's Greater Los Angeles Heart and Stroke Walk, October 22nd. Register at heartwalkla.org.
Can't sleep with this cold.
Honey.
Honey?
Honey, you need NyQuil Severe Honey.
NyQuil Severe Honey gives you powerful cold and flu symptom relief with a dreamy honey taste.
Feeling better, honey? Honey? I'll take that as a yes.
Try NyQuil Severe Honey for powerful cold and flu symptom relief. NyQuil Severe with honey flavor. The nighttime sniffling, sneezing, coughing, aching, fever. Honeylicious, best sleep with a cold. Medicine.
Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children. eBay Motors is here for the ride. 120,000 miles of night drives, daily commutes, and who knows how many.
Are we there yet?
Through countless fixes, elbow grease, and a new radiator, you kept your ride alive. With eBay Motors, you have over 122 million parts to keep it running. And with eBay Guaranteed Fit, they'll be the perfect fit every time. Plus, at these prices, well, we're burning rubber, not cash. Keep your ride or die alive at ebaymotors.com. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
KBLA Talk 1580.
We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580 joins you in standing for voting rights. When We All Vote is a leading national nonpartisan initiative on a mission to change the culture around voting and to increase participation in each and every election by helping to close the race and age gap. Created by Michelle Obama, When We All Vote brings together individuals, institutions, brands, and organizations to register new voters across the country and advance civic education for the entire family and voters of every age to build an informed and engaged electorate for today and generations to come. When We All Vote empowers their supporters and volunteers to take action through voting, advocating for their rights, and holding their elected officials accountable. Please visit whenweallvote.org to stand up for your rights, voting rights. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
KBLA Talk 1580. Talk radio. That's music to your ears. We're unapologetically progressive. KBLA Talk 1580. Giving you your daily dose of entertainment and celebrity news.
You're inside the Raw Report.
With Robin Ayers on KBLA Talk 1580.
Well, I already I already hear or see over here a few people who are talking about they're going to take that $500K, just like Kev over here. He said he's taking the money. Andy said he's taking the money. Deborah Chicola, she said she'll take the money, but there are only a few of you who say, you know what? Sign me up for dinner with that billionaire, and I am not mad at you.
They must have $500K already in the bank.
Yeah, exactly. Well, let's go ahead and get to our contributor, who I am so happy to have with us yet again. This is Chris Gunther of the Chris Gunther Show. How you doing today, Chris?
I'm doing great. First things first, appreciate you for having me. I hope that you had a great birthday because you definitely deserve it.
Oh, thank you so much. I did. It was wonderful. I had a great time, and you know, everybody's been sending a lot of love. So definitely appreciate you for that, Chris. The question is in your hands, $500K or this dinner with the billionaire, Jay-Z or anyone else for that matter.
I'm gonna be honest. I'm taking the dinner with Jay.
Come on,
Jay's my favorite rapper of all time. I'm gonna pick his brain on a lot of stuff.
Okay.
And you know what I'm saying? I'm the kind of person, money can't buy everything.
That is a fact. People think $500K is a lot of money, and it is, but that $500K is not a lot. It's not as much money as you think it is.
We didn't say sit on the $500K. We said you got to put some work in.
You got to flip it. All right.
Flip it, you know?
Okay. That's
Chris
true.
must have a lot of money, though.
That's true.
I'm gonna go ahead and take the sit down with Jay-Z. We can chop it about a couple things. You never know what could come out of that, dinner.
You never know.
So, yeah, I think I'm gonna take my chances with Jay.
All right, cool. Well, let's go ahead. I'm glad that I have both of you here with me. I want to go ahead and jump right into this Keith Lee topic. Okay, so Keith Lee, for those who don't know, he's a TikTok star, social media star, but he became famous by being a food critic. He's just an online food critic, giving his honest opinion about different things that he tastes. He'll go over to certain restaurants, buy the food himself. He'll never be granted food. He's always buying it, and he'll give his honest answer on what the food tastes like. He'll rate it. And with that being said, he has garnered so much attention, so many fans, and he's also helped hundreds, if not thousands at this point, restaurants and business owners, people who are in the food industry. He has helped send fans and people, their customers, their way. He has done a lot of great things in the community. And because of that, he says that he is extremely blessed. Of course, he's done a lot of different campaigns and collaborations and brand things that people have connected with him about. And because of that, he's also become pretty successful financially. Well, anyway, his birthday was recently, and his wife purchased him a car. It was a nice car, and apparently this car, the price tag on it is somewhere around 80K. All right, and so instantly the Shaderoom posts this whole video that he puts up. They post the video, and people start commenting in the video. They're like, listen, you need to check your bank account because your wife used your money to buy your car, to buy your, and trust me when I say he don't play about his wife. He loves this woman, okay? So obviously Keith Lee was not happy about that. Now that I've set the ground for you, let's go ahead and get to the video that we found on social media where he's talking about this entire situation, and he calls out the people as well as the Shaderoom. Let's take a listen.
Hey Shaderoom, we've been blessed enough to be the marketing platform for restaurants all over the country, but absolutely no charge to these restaurants, including Detroit, Chicago, Miami, New Orleans, Vegas, and many more to come if we're blessed to do that. My family and my community have also been blessed enough to raise over $30,000 for a restaurant owner who has cancer. Not to mention other 1,000 incredible things we've been blessed enough to do. But yet, the only 2 times we've ever posted me and my family were videos of me crying with little to no context. To your community who draw their own context with no context.
Granted, they have posted this before when I was doing Ronnie's Pregnancy Cravings and when I was cooking, but I'm being very specific to this last year since I started doing food reviews.
This has sparked multiple conversations of not only my sexuality, but also outrageous questions about who bought the car that my wife got me for my birthday.
Before, some people try to gaslight me, saying I shouldn't be surprised that my wife got me a car because she bought the gift with my money and she spent my money and she a gold digger. It's very demeaning to my wife and myself. Pocket watching is crazy. Let's be honest. You don't know where my wife money come from. My wife is blessed enough to do really well. Relax.
Y'all can talk about me all y'all want. That don't bother me none. When y'all start demeaning my wife and my family, that's where I draw the line.
I've been very clear and transparent about the fact that I have imposter syndrome and I don't really know how to accept gifts. I've never known how to accept gifts. I barely know how to accept where I am in life. I just be vibing, eating food, minding my business, staying by my family. All of this is different to me. All of this is an adjustment period. I just be chilling. I really do. And yes, I'm very in touch with my emotions. If that makes me less manly in your eyes, that's your opinion. I'm completely fine with that. Again, y'all don't bother me none. Just leave my wife alone. That's all I ask.
And I want to be very clear with my words. I'm not saying Shaderoom was wrong for posting. I just like to think we've been blessed with a lot more material that can be used. Just 2 weeks ago, during Hispanic Pride Month, we completely bought out a random ice cream vendor and passed out the ice cream for free. In my eyes, that's worthy to post, and that's all I'm saying. God bless you. Have an amazing day. Y'all be
Well, yeah, he had to let the Shade Room know. Out of all the great things that he does, they want to go ahead and post that, which is not a bad thing necessarily, but it did open up the floodgates for commenters to come in there and start saying things about his wife. Kevin, let me get to you. Chris, I definitely got to get you in here as well, but what are your overall thoughts on what he's saying? I mean, he has a point here. It's a strong point.
No, I mean, I agree with him from a standpoint that, I can do a million things, and then you take this one thing, you run with it. But let's be real about it. Sensationalism is what sells. And, the Shade Room's out to find, they're trying to get hits, clicks and all that. So they're going to find the one thing, the hanging chad per se, to make this into something that's viewable to their listeners. I mean, we live in a society that's completely toxic. We had a man in 1600 Pennsylvania that was completely toxic. So why wouldn't the Shade Room be toxic? So I understand where he's coming from, but he's got to understand that and maybe have a little bit more tough skin. I can understand it's his family and he felt that, but he's got to realize that at the end of the day, these the people that say they love you, the laughs are not always, the smiles are not always smiling at you. They're laughing at you. They're not always with you. So some of these sites, you got to realize that they're looking for that sensational hit. They're not looking for all the great things you do. They can care less about it. That doesn't sell, and that's unfortunate.
Yeah. Wow. Chris, give me your thoughts. And do you feel like posts or blogs like the Shade Room, and I'm not trying to call them out, but they are who's in question right now. Blogs like the Shade Room and others are responsible for maybe creating this culture of disinterest, people who are disingenuous, and there's no empathy. I feel like I think we have a lack of it. So how do you feel about that?
I feel that outlets like the Shade Room, while we respect what they do contribute to the toxic culture that we live in now, because we live in such a time where people are going to gravitate more so towards negativity, because we didn't see the Shade Room repost any of the positive stuff that he was doing in his community with the stuff that he was doing. But the minute that they want to find something that's negative, they want to go ahead and post it. And to make somebody have to really go on a rant and have to defend his wife for buying him a gift and have to talk about something, and then how he says, well, let's look at it in the full context of it. The fact that he even has to defend himself on the Shade Room goes to show you what kind of platform that they really are. And it's very unfortunate because, so many people have got caught up with stuff from the Shade Room. But let's look at it from the bigger perspective here. Their name is telling on themselves, the Shade Room. That's what they do.
Yeah. That's a fact. No, that's definitely a fact. What I find so interesting is that you have all kinds of blogs and outlets who are focusing only on positive news. And while they may garner thousands of views and likes and stuff like that, you never really hear about them. You actually don't remember what the names of those blogs are, those pages or anything like that. And so it feels like people do want it, but maybe just not as much as this salacious other news. What would happen? I mean, do you feel like it's possible, number one, to create that type of creator or that type of culture, or are we too far gone, Kev?
I'm a glass half full person, so I'm never going to say it's never too late. What I am saying is that we are in a toxic culture that we celebrate that. I mean, I just saw Sexy Red talking about things in front of a Popeyes. Now, if you don't know what that illuminates to, then I'll share that with you another time. So we're in a situation now as a society, especially us as black folks, that we have to realize that we have to turn the tide ourselves. If we just let it continue to snowball and where it's going now, it will continue to get worse and worse, and will surprise a lot of us to the point where we all become desensitized. I think a lot of us are now, where it's just, oh, okay, no big deal. This is just this is par for the course. But I do believe, to answer your question, Robin, it can be. But it's like anything else. It starts with somebody believing that this is wrong. If you're just going along for the ride, then you're just, you might not be contributing to the problem, but you're a part of the problem because you're not trying to do anything different.
Mm-hmm. And Chris, you are obviously you're a journalist. You do some wonderful work out there and doing wonderful interviews and things like that. Do you feel like there's in me? I like to focus on positivity. That's really all I'm about. That is my brand, right? Give me a few moments of what you think about the space. Is there space for us? I mean, to reach the masses. I mean, you do have people like Jay Shetty who's out there creating great conversation and things. So I'm not saying that it's impossible, but briefly, do you feel like there is room enough for all these positive interviews and blogs and things?
I do feel that there's room because we are living in a time now where we can create the narrative and we can control the narrative of what we want to put out. One of the biggest challenges that we as black media face is when, and Robin, you had actually talked about this a couple of, I think it was like maybe a few months ago, when some of the biggest stars who are black A-list, they want to keep going to the white outlets, but they, shun us. Mm-hmm. If they come to us, we can paint you in the positive light that you want to be on. But it has to, what we have to continue to do is push the narrative of positivity, and we can showcase something that the world wants actually to see. But unfortunately, we have already been, conditioned to they've tried to condition us to be somebody that we're not. And they're trying to make it seem like we always have to go through the lenses of white people to make us feel validated. And the reality is we have the ability now to change that entire narrative. Like,
Chris, you about to make me go in on a topic that I love. Well, listen.
I'm just keeping it up.
Hold that thought
all the way real.
You are definitely keeping it real. I need you to hold that thought for me because I'm telling you about to get me going, Chris. You about to get. I'm just playing. Well, listen, we definitely got to continue this conversation on the other side. Right now, we have news, traffic, and sports. You are listening to the Rob Report on KBLA Talk 1580. Stay there.
Yo, what's going on? It's your boy Eric Bellinger hanging out right here with my family at the Rob Report. Keep it locked.
More of the Rob Report with Robin Ayers when we come forward.
I'm Amber Payton. Here's the latest on the Black Information Network. It's another chance for local voters to hear from city council and mayoral candidates in Des Moines, Iowa. The local NAACP chapter is set to host a candidate forum. Spokeswoman Betty Andrews describes what attendees have been looking for in their candidates.
What has their track record been? Have they expressed those concerns for making sure that the city is equitable? But then also, what are the fresh ideas?
The mayoral election will be held on November 7th. And a vigil will be held later this week for a Fort Worth, Texas ISD cafeteria worker killed in a school parking lot. Yolanda Gibbs, who was black, died after being shot outside of Forest Hills David K. Sellers Elementary on October 11th. The candlelight vigil will be held just around the corner from the school. That's the latest. I'm Amber Payton on your home for 24/7 News, the Black Information Network.
Trouble in Anaheim continues as 3 left lanes are blocked on the 57 South before Ball Road, while stop traffic continues from the 91 due to a heavy accident. Good news in Encino, a stall was cleared from the 101 North before White Oak Avenue, but heavy traffic in recovery continues up to 30 minutes from Laurel Canyon Boulevard. Left lane is currently blocked on the 405 North after Woodruff Avenue over in Long Beach, with heavy traffic coming from Palo Verde Avenue. And in Irvine, expect a 35-minute traffic jam on the 5 North between Jeffrey and Ball Road.
As an MVP's Pro Rewards member at Lowe's, you get volume savings on orders of $1,500 or more at the Pro Desk. Because Lowe's knows savings, Lowe's knows pros. In-store only, exclusions, restrictions, and more terms apply. Details at lowes.com/terms. Subject to change.
This is the KBLA Sports Minute with Ray Richardson.
The Pac-12 Conference has 2 women's basketball teams in the top 5 of the AP preseason rankings. UCLA is 4th, Utah is 5th. The top 3, defending national champion LSU, UConn, and Iowa. The Lakers cut Scottie Pippen Jr. and 2 other guards, Damian Bowe and Vincent Valerio Bolden. They need to drop at least 3 more players to reach the 15-man roster limit before next Tuesday's season opener at Denver. Rams running back Kyron Williams, who had a career-high 158 yards on Sunday, is already ruled out of this Sunday's home game against Pittsburgh. Williams has a sprained ankle. The NFL's 3 black head coaches are 9-7 after Week 6. Pittsburgh's Mike Tomlin, Todd Bowles at Tampa Bay, and DeMeco Ryans with Houston. No debates, no speculation, just the info you need. That's your KBLA Sports Minute. I'm Ray Richardson on KBLA Talk 1580.
To boldly go where no man has gone before.
Boldly taking talk radio where it has never gone before. New vistas, new voices, new views, new visions, new victories. We're KBLA Talk 1580, and we're taking public media black.
The Los Angeles Urban League helps African American and others in underserved communities achieve true social parity, economic self-reliance, and civil rights. For over 100 years, Los Angeles Urban League has ensured our communities have access to careers with living wages, opportunities to start and grow businesses, and clear pathways to personal and professional growth. Programs like BizCamp, Construction Career Academy, Bob Business Ready, and B-Warp. The Black Wealth Attainment and Retention Program are examples of the ongoing events designed to make our centennial mission to rebuild Black Wall Street right here in LA a reality. To sign up for our newsletter or to support the Los Angeles Urban League with your time, talents, and donations, visit laul.org. That's laul.org. The Los Angeles Urban League is a proud sponsor of Urban Family Focus Saturdays at 7 a.m. on KBLA Talk 1580.
I'm MC Light for Hip Hop Heritage, celebrating 50 years of hip hop, authentically powered by Cadillac. From its earliest days of show-stopping, DJs and MCs cold rocking parties, to its dominance on the music charts, hip-hop has been the biggest game changer in American music, and I mean ever. And it's not just about the music. It's how we celebrate, how we communicate, how we continue to elevate. Check out Cadillac and see how our swag has evolved and continues to revolve around the world.
For more on how Cadillac is celebrating hip-hop's 50th, visit Cadillac.com/audacity.
Happy birthday, Metro K-Line. Whether traveling for business or pleasure, it's time you made today a K-Line day. The K-Line can connect you with fun, food, friends, and family from Crenshaw to Inglewood in one safe, clean, comfortable ride. Take the K-Line today and experience the diversity that makes LA such a great place to live, work, and play. Make it a K-Line day. Go Metro. Visit metro.net/K-Line.
This is KBLA Talk 1580. Talk radio. That's music to your ears. We're unapologetically progressive. KBLA Talk 1580. Keeping you informed about what's really going on.
Who's got next?
And what not to miss in entertainment. You're listening to the Rob Report on KBLA Talk 1580.
Somebody got a date later.
Okay. Okay. And this is my jam right here. Yes, you are inside the Raw Report on KBLA Talk 1580. Kev over here said, Andy must have somebody got a date later.
We're going to turn on the lights real low right now.
Oh, she's so beautiful. So beautiful. Now that is a jam. Okay, we in our feelings over here. We in our feelings. Welcome to the Raw Report. If you are just getting to the show, welcome on in here. We are just talking about a conversation about Keith Lee, food critic, TikTok star, who says, you know what? Shaderoom, he's calling him out. He's saying, I don't like the fact that I do all these great things and you do not post those, but you choose to post me crying when my wife presented me with a birthday gift, and it was a car. And then fans chimed in saying that she bought that car with his money. I mean, and he's saying, listen, don't demean my wife. And I respect that. He's saying, listen, have at it. If you want to talk about me all day, talk about that, but leave my family out of it, leave my wife out of it. Let's go ahead and get Chris Gunther back on the line. He is our entertainment contributor. We also have Kevin Pryor with us today in the studio.
Yes.
So excited to have both of you here. I want to move on to this conversation, to this next one, and maybe y'all can help me out, okay? And it's so fitting that we have two black men on the show today. 3 if we're talking about Andy, okay? So all of you guys, please help me understand. This next topic is Supa Cent. She is a beauty entrepreneur. She's a multimillionaire. She's done really, really well for herself. And she filmed her daughter, her very young daughter, in different scenarios in the car. She filmed her at home, certain areas where her daughter keeps saying the word boy. She keeps calling people boy. And Supa Cent says she cringes every single time. Do we have that clip? And maybe you guys can hear the young girl calling people boy. Let's take a listen.
Boy, you better put me down. Get away from me, boy. Boy, that's what you get. He said, boy. You lie, boy. Move, my boy. Move, my boy.
Now, okay, it's cute. It's cute on one hand. I'm laughing because the little girl, I mean, she has like a little southern, little twang. They're all from New Orleans.
I was laughing.
Yeah, I'm definitely laughing, Chris. But her mom, Supa Cent, said that she basically she cringes because she said her little girl sounds like she's in 1946 or something, and sounds like a racist man. Right. Now, I've had this conversation before, but maybe the two of you separately can enlighten us, our audience, as to why. I mean, not why. I understand the racist connotation. I understand where it stems from. But in this day, it's somewhat like the N-word. It's like the N-word in terms of some people don't mind it. And when it comes from your own people, some people don't mind you saying the N-word to them with the G-A at the end versus the E-R. There is definitely a big difference. Right. But the word boy, also recently, rapper T.I. and Trey the Truth, they were somewhere where there was a white, grown white man who, he's a prankster, and he approached them. And he was like, hey, boy, something, and continued on. And they both got so offended, even to the point where one of their guys who was standing there grabbed the guy's neck. And he was like, you playing. Like, don't come over here playing like that. You can't call a grown black man a boy. No. From your own words, Kevin, let me get to you first. Is this something that Supa Cent should worry about in her daughter? Should she try to fix this language right now, or is it innocence at this point?
This is tough because there's layers to this, right?
Yeah.
Where's this young girl getting this from? She's getting it from somewhere, right? If it's not being mentioned in the house and they're kind of appalled by it, then that means the company they're keeping. Now, obviously, she's a multi-millionaire, very successful. I'm a big fan of her, self-made entrepreneur. But maybe she needs to check where her child or who her child is being around, because kids pick up stuff. Kids are born. They just start to acquire things, and sometimes, unfortunately, a lot of negative things that are put in the atmosphere. So she needs to kind of find out where is this coming from. It could be innocent. It just could be, watching TV. We talked about it last time about how social media and everything with
Sure.
But it could be innocent. But I think, again, you as a parent, you got to nip that in the bud and find out what's the root cause of her using this word.
Okay. And Chris, I have the same question for you, but before I just want to give some clarity to this. Supa Cent is black. Her family is black. Her daughter is black. I know Forrest Harrison, I'm watching your comment here. He says you'd have to see it. Who is she talking to? Basically, is she a white kid talking to a black man? So I understand all of that matters. All the context does matter. Right. Chris, your thoughts. I mean, you are a black man. What do you think about a little black girl saying boy, and she's probably talking to her family members at this point, and I'll also say I don't know. We don't know what happens outside of the home. Right. Who else she may be saying boy to. But you're a grown black man. Would you feel offended if a young little girl was calling you boy versus a grown white man, or anybody else for that matter who was white?
If a little girl calls me boy, yes, I'm offended by that because she's a child. And we have to teach the children that is not appropriate. You do not say that to an adult. And children are sponges, so maybe she really is hearing that at the home because kids ain't stupid. They pay attention to what their parents are doing, what the adults are doing. If a white man called me that, I got to put in this place. Like, this is not Selma, Alabama. This is not Jim Crow. We are not our ancestors, okay? Let's put that in the bud right then and there.
No doubt.
And like I said, kids are sponges, so they're gonna say what they see. Maybe that it's happening at the home. Maybe her mom has some people by the house, and you know how girls talk, boy, buy, stuff buy. But you got to be careful because when you're a parent, your kids are watching you at all times. You may think they're not watching, but they definitely are.
You know what's interesting about this, and you actually just alluded to it, Chris. When I hear grown black men addressing women as girls, there's a slight offense to that. Now, one could say, Robin, you tripping. They don't mean anything, but like, girl, like this girl, I like this girl, I like this girl. They could say it in a positive way.
Context matters.
Absolutely, it does matter.
Absolutely.
However, I found offense to a grown man's not saying the word woman. I check myself when I'm talking about another woman. I'm like, oh, I met this girl, and I'm like, no, I met this woman. I check myself. Do you feel like I know that it's not the same. It does not have the same history behind it, but do you feel like the two can relate? Do they correlate at all? Can a woman be offended at the same word saying girl?
Well, in this day and age, you can get offended on anything.
That's true.
Good morning. What's so good about it?
That's a fact.
But I think, again, context plays a role, right? Yeah. Just like, boy could be, yo, hey, boy, what's up, boy?
Yes.
Like the T.I. thing, that's somebody going to get a black dress if you keep saying that. The too many different folks, too many black folks, somebody saying that. But obviously, I think it's all about context. And I think, again, it's just, how do you want to be addressed? How do you communicate with people? We as a society, we have this block where I think a lot of us are getting our communication skills not from dealing with people, from dealing with online. Maybe, I don't know, I can't blame COVID for everything, but it seems like we just have this knack of not being able to communicate. So if somebody doesn't know you, like a man or a woman meets you and they're using words that necessarily you wouldn't use with somebody you didn't know, like, bro, where you get your manners from? Where you grew up at? So I think, again, it's kind of reinventing or reposition us as people that, it's a way to communicate if you want to get a positive response.
That's true. I mean, it is true that we are so offended at it. There's so many things to be offended about. Chris, there is a woman, there's a woman who says that she should be corrected politely. True. I mean, do you feel like that right now is the time? Like this little girl, she's still a young girl. Or how do you do that? Because let me give y'all a quick story. And Chris, I want you to jump in. But I have a friend of mine who corrected me about the word proud. Proud. We say it all the time. I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you. Well, there's a pastor who taught really in depth on the concept of being proud of someone. That's really about me being. It's almost can be condescending. Ever since she broke that down to me, I have a hard time saying the words "I'm proud of you." And I'm like, because I never want to sound like I'm being condescending, like I'm proud of you, son. Like, you get what I'm saying? Now it's in my head. With that being said, how do we correct a young girl? How do we change the language of someone, being that it's for your own good, without having her getting all up into her head? Chris, I want you to jump in on that.
You correct with love, and you do it the right way. You teach them that that's not appropriate to say, and you teach them and you show them the right way to do things. And I feel like because children are so small and their minds are very formidable at those early ages, you have to make sure that you impact them early. So when they get a little older, they know what's right and they know what they should say and they shouldn't say, no matter if they're joking or whether they're being serious in conversation.
I am so fascinated by this conversation and the context, because even Chris, what you just mentioned, I wholeheartedly believe that, by the way, that you can correct and you should correct in love. However, how do you what are you telling this young girl to say? Well, it's all right sometimes. When you're talking to the homies, yeah, you can call him your boy. That's my boy. How do you say that? I mean, even in love, right?
Yep.
And that's part of what I'm talking about, the juxtaposition of saying, I can say this word sometimes, other words I can't. But it's all within context.
Yep.
You get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
It's such a fascinating thing for me. But I understand her mom saying, listen, I get offended when my own kid keeps using the word boy.
Right.
And so to go out into society, just not so sure that could be good for her. But she's also in New Orleans. Maybe that plays a part.
Yeah. That could be Deep South.
Because we all know that, about to say, in the Deep South, we all know that there is a significant history of whites treating us 100% bad.
Yeah.
How do you react if you're T.I. or Trader Truth, somebody walking up on you talking about, because these pranksters nowadays are doing way too much.
Over the top.
They doing way too much for clout.
100%.
They are trying to get views and all of that stuff. But, they told them, they're like, this could get you killed out here.
When keeping it real goes wrong, right? Like Dave Chappelle said, I'm sorry. It's two things you can't call me. And, one is boy, I won't mention the other one in the station. But, no, you can't call me. I don't care if you playing or not. No, it's just certain things you cannot cross the line on. And I don't blame T.I. one bit.
I wholeheartedly agree with Kev on that, because as a black man in general, we have to take significant pride in who we are as people, as the kings that we have been created to be. Amen. And anytime somebody wants to call me out of my name, I don't play around with that, whether you jokingly or not.
No.
And there was a skit, and you are 100% right, Kev, when keeping it real goes wrong. Nowadays, there is truth in jokes. Because back in the day, people would be like, nah, man, I'm just playing. But nah, bro. Like, all of this stuff that we seeing now, we got people that are more significantly bold. Like, all these people that's walking around with MAGA hats, Confederate flags, they're showing you who they really are. Dr. Maya Angelou, God rest her wonderful soul, she said it best. When somebody shows you who they are, believe them. So all this stuff that we seeing, that's who they really are. So that little dude that called T.I. that boy word, no, he really meant that. He wasn't joking. He meant that stuff. So nowadays we got to be very careful what we say, because there could be some underlying truth behind that.
And hiding under the guise of being like, I'm joking, I'm playing.
You're too sensitive. Right, that mentality.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. When we come forward, we are going to continue this conversation. I have two of the best here with me today on the Rob Report. You're listening to KBLA Talk 1580. Stay there.
Hey, what's up? It's your girl BB, and you're listening to me on the Rob Report on KBLA Talk 1580.
You're inside the Rob Report with Robin Ayers on KBLA Talk 1580.
Only 1 in 5 people with autism are employed, despite many having the skill set and desire to work.
Maybe it's because employers don't know what kind of jobs they can do. Like, what about a programmer?
That's a job for someone with autism.
How about a healthcare worker?
Yep. That is too. People with autism can do a lot of different jobs, but often get overlooked due to outdated stigmas. Introducing WIN by Autism Speaks. We help businesses lead the way in inclusive hiring.
What about a ranch hand?
To learn more, go to autismspeaks.org/win.
At City National, we listen to you.
I want to expand my business and my legacy.
I want to set up the next generation for success.
I want to see my vision come to life.
I want to feel right at home. Your goals, passions, vision, future. We want to hear it and work alongside you to achieve it. Visit cnb.com to learn more. City National Bank. Here for our clients and communities.
For all of us, this generation and the next, there is simply no place in our lives for litter. And yet, it's everywhere we look, and unfortunately, it does belong to all of us. So let's come together and create a litter-free, clean California once and for all. Remember to properly dispose of your trash and recycling. Secure truckloads with tarps to keep debris from flying out. Clean out your car when you're at the gas station. Take pride in your community by organizing a cleanup event or join a cleanup event near you. Zero litter is the goal. Join us at cleanca.com. That's cleanca.com. Let's do it together. Brought to you by Caltrans. cleanca.com.
Hello?
Man, where are you? I thought you were coming.
I can't.
I'm in bed with the flu.
The flu? Whoa. Grandma's about to crowd surf. Man, I'll call you back.
Don't get stuck at home with the flu. A flu shot is safe, effective, and you can get it at the same time as your COVID-19 vaccine. A flu shot is the best way to prevent the flu and its potentially serious complications. Don't get flu FOMO. Learn more at getmyflushot.org.
Brought to you by the AMA, CDC, and the Ad Council.
Anyone can choose to make a difference. You can help people succeed, rebuild after disasters, protect the environment, or feed the hungry. Not only will you make a difference for others, but for yourself. You can earn money for college, learn career skills, and make friendships that last a lifetime. Make a difference. Choose your future. Choose AmeriCorps.
KBLA Talk 1580 stands for Unity and Healing. African Focus Incorporated is a nonprofit organization based in California that focuses on the growth and well-being of Africans all around the world. Their mission is to promote the well-being of people of African descent through knowledge and appreciation of one another by building a bridge of love and understanding. African Focus Incorporated strives for cultural, educational, and economic growth. They're the organization behind the African Family Induction Ceremony, African Goodwill Awards, African Focus Trailblazer Tours, African Dance Competition, and Showcase Los Angeles, Family Day, Good News Windows Microfinance Project, and more. To volunteer, travel with African Focus, or to attend one of their community building events, please call 310-676-7730. That's 310-676-7300. Or visit AfricanFocus.org. This is a diaspora-wide community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
Giving you your daily dose of entertainment and celebrity news.
You're inside the Robin
Report with Robin Ayers on KBLA Talk 1580.
Now, we have a few more minutes. I wanted to go ahead and move on to another conversation briefly for the two of you to chime in. Again, I'm so glad that I have two black men, third being Andy. We appreciate you, Andy. We have two black men here to talk about these types of conversations. So I want to take it upon myself to talk about black men in therapy. Now, Jeezy, who was once young Jeezy, we all know, he's Jeezy J. Jenkins now, author and entrepreneur extraordinaire, where we know that recently he filed for divorce. He filed for divorce from his wife, Jeannie Mai, who is a Vietnamese host and entrepreneur herself. Well, he is now on a book tour and doing all kinds of press about how he was in depression for about 8 years. And that means that he got married while being depressed. And so now that he's getting the help that he needs, he's kind of coming out of it. He's realizing certain things that he sort of acquiesced to as he was, married. Give me your thoughts. Black men, let's talk about black men therapy and the importance of that. I'll give that to either one of you, whoever wants to chime in.
Go ahead, Chris.
Got you. There is nothing wrong with going to therapy as a black man because we have been conditioned to internalize everything. Everybody wants us to be tough and hard and we can't ever cry. And we have to put on this persona that is unhuman because at the end of the day, we are very human. Ooh. It's okay to go out and talk to somebody that doesn't know you, that is licensed, that can actually help you. Yes, I'm a big believer in Jesus Christ, and I'm also a big believer in going to talk to somebody who ain't got nails in their hands. So it is perfectly fine to go ahead and talk to somebody that can help you.
I totally agree with Chris. Obviously, being black sometimes can be exhausting from a standpoint of what society has put us through, not just currently, but just through our years and years and years. So I think, again, most black folks probably need a psychiatrist. You need somebody to talk to because, again, it's not easy just going through daily progression, sometimes being African-American, especially an African-American male. So I salute Jeezy on this because obviously him being in the rap game, that's also another stigma, that a false stigma that's put on that a man of that stature, he can't ask for help, or he's always got to be harder. Like I was saying earlier off mic, that gangbanging on breakfast, that mindset. So I salute him for realizing that, what, I'm only going around this clock once, and if I'm not right, I got to get right. And if I got to make some changes, even if it might hurt some folks, I got to do what's best for me.
Yeah. No, that's good. I just want to thank both of you, honestly. I've followed both of you for some time. Kev, you know, I go back some years with you. He had me on his radio show at one point, and
I still didn't have no hair though.
We'll do it again at some point in the future. But honestly, I applaud the both of you because of the work that you're doing. You're positive Black men in the community doing really great things for yourself, for those around you, and for the community, and for media as well. It's very important that we have examples of great Black men who are doing that. So I definitely want to applaud you both. Chris, as always, you are a guy who is on the move. You are a man doing major things out there. I'm seeing all of these great interviews that you're doing. Family man, he's just a great guy. So I appreciate you as well. And I definitely want you to let everybody know. We had you on a little bit longer, Chris. Did you notice that? We had you on. We had to keep the conversation going. So I thank you for being flexible with us. Let everybody know where they can find you online, Chris.
Y'all can find me online at Chris Gunther on all social media platforms. And Robin, I'm going to go ahead and put this plug out here. I am truly blessed to be on your platform and be on your show. Make sure y'all go follow her on IG at Robin Ayers, because y'all know that young woman is a beautiful queen doing her thing, the whole nine. Peace and love, man. Appreciate y'all for having me on.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that. And Kev, thank you again. Let everybody know where they can find you and where they can listen to you.
Yes, but you can get me on Instagram or Twitter at 950kev. You can go to my website, www.950lounge.com. You can listen to the best team in radio every morning, weekday morning, 6 to 9 a.m. on Backstage Radio on multiple platforms throughout the U.S. and Canada.
Man, it was so great having you here today. It was great having Chris on. I appreciate both of you. Great conversations as always. And you already know we are going to be back with another one tomorrow. It's the middle of the week tomorrow. Let's bring some energy as we always do. You already know what time it is. Zoe Williams, the voice of reason, is up with another fire show. He just be bringing it like that. So you guys definitely don't want to change that station. Remember, today and every day forward to be a blessing.
KBLA 1580 Santa Monica.
I'm Amber Payton. Here's the latest on the Black Information Network. Morehouse College is trying to develop a deeper connection between youth and its athletic department. The AJC says the school hosted 500 middle and high school students recently, which gave them an opportunity to experience a football game and HBCU culture. The executive director for the Morehouse National Alumni Association say they want to build excitement in the ever-evolving athletic program at the college. The Baltimore City Council will be holding an informational hearing with a number of city agencies to discuss and address youth violence. Councilman Robert Stokes reintroduced a resolution that he proposed earlier this year but was mistakenly withdrawn. Stokes' resolution calls for the police department, city public schools, the health department, and other agencies to address youth crime at all levels. Stokes, who is Black, wants to address the factors that have led to the increase in youth violence across the city and figure out how to find solutions. That's the latest. I'm Amber Payton on your home for 24/7 News, the Black Information Network.
Over in Anaheim, watch for an accident on the right shoulder of the 57 South before Ball Road, and currently minor traffic flow is coming from the 91. In South LA, an accident involving a car and Big Rig are on the right shoulder of the 110 South before Gage Avenue, while heavy traffic is coming from the 10 Washington Boulevard interchange. Drive carefully on the 2 South in Atwater Village at the 5 as it crashes on the left lane to the transition, causing stop traffic from York Boulevard for about 15-20 minutes. And fire crews are on the scene of Long Beach's 405 North at Bellflower Boulevard, blocking the right lane with an accident causing heavy traffic from Studebaker Road.